afternoon, everyone. Bettina Carey here, and I am the host of the We Empower You Global Virtual Summit, which is coming up next week on Wednesday, June the 9th. And today I'm here with Wilma, Fountroy, and Sondra Earley, who are going to be speakers. And they're going to be talking about a very interesting subject that's come up for Washington State residents, and it is a long-term care tax that is coming. And they're going to talk to us a little bit about the implications of this new taxation that's coming. And you get a chance to hear a little bit about each one of them. So I'd like to first start with Wilma, if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself. What is it that you do, and how is it you came by way of knowing more about this information than most people? And then we'll go to Sondra next.
All righty. Thank you, Bettina. My name is Wilma Fountroy, and I am a principal owner, along with Sondra Earley, of Collective Imaginations, Collective Innovative Solutions, LLC. We have 3 companies under that LLC, and I am a registered insurance agent and under EIS, and I'm also a coach and consultant and entrepreneur advisor for startups and medium-sized businesses. And third, I have a large, vast collection of art, which is an investment for business owners to enhance their assets.
Fantastic. And Sondra?
Hi, I'm Sondra Earley, and I'm a insurance professional. I've been in the business 20 years, and my background is healthcare administration. So I'm always looking to fulfill my passion, which is helping people navigate and understand and speak the language of healthcare. So I came upon this long-term care issue many years ago, and I have pursued it in terms of its twists and turns. And now we have this new opportunity to learn more about this Washington income tax, or tax as they will call it, so that we can share what we know with you.
Absolutely. And it's also with great joy and privilege that I welcome you as members of the We Empower You community, the movement, and the Global Virtual Summit. And you're going to be doing a breakout session as well. So let's explore a little bit about this topic. So if you're my age or even younger, actually, and I'm going to be 63 next week, you should be talking to somebody, a professional, hopefully, about long-term care insurance. But this is a law that is coming into play that is going to affect everyone in Washington State that is on a W-2, I believe. So share a little bit more, maybe just take some turns between the two of you exploring and explaining exactly what is coming down the pike. And the reason we're having this important conversation is that most people are not even aware that this is about to happen.
Exactly.
That is exactly right.
Exactly. I just wanted to put a disclaimer in here that this is an education and awareness presentation, giving your listeners, giving our clients as well, an overview of this new Washington State long-term care law that will be implemented January 1st, 2022. So coming soon. Wilma?
Okay. Just for a brief overview of the new tax law, on July the 28th, 2019, Washington State Governor Jay Inslee signed into legislation this new law, which creates a mandatory payroll tax to fund what is known as a compulsory long-term social insurance program. This is a first. We are the first state to have done this, or that are doing this, and it's basically to provide a revenue stream for persons who are in need in the future of long-term care. Sondra, let you go into a little bit more of that.
So Washington State doesn't have a state income tax, and Washington resident employers will be administrating monthly, and they will withhold 0.58 cents for every $100 of income. For example, if you earn $50,000 in income, it's going to be $24 a month withheld from your income. And the tax will then go into a state trust fund.
Yes, and let me interject at this point that the state fund is now known as Washington Cares Fund. In other words, Washington cares about its residents. After the tax has accumulated for 5 years, mind you, the tax deduction start in 2006, you will be eligible possibly for benefits if you qualify. The maximum benefit is $36,500. You can't get any earnings until 2025. I think I said 2026. It's 2025. Those eligible will then get a benefit of $100 per day for long-term services of a variety of their choosing. More on that, Sondra, if you would like to add to what happens when they ask for a claim.
So what happens, first of all, I want to back up just a second and say that this is for all W-2 employees over the age of 18 years of age and older who work a minimum of $500 hours per year. To be permanently vested in this fund, individuals must pay premiums for at least 10 years without a break within 5 consecutive years, or for 3 years within the last 6 years. So who's exempt? So that's a question I know you're asking yourself right now.
I can talk about that.
Go ahead.
Like. Who is exempt are these persons: the self-employed, independent contractors, sole proprietors, partnerships, and joint venturers. They may choose to opt in or they may choose to not opt in. If they choose to opt in, they are required to qualify themselves as opting in by January the 1st, 2025, or within 3 years of becoming self-employed if you are a self-employed entrepreneur. Current retirees, children with disabilities, and adults with disabilities who work less than 10 hours a week are exempt. They will not get taxed on the monies that they earn. Individuals currently retired or out of the workforce also will not. So Bettina, as you indicated, you'll be 65 in a couple of years, and you will not be eligible when you become 65. If you earn it with W-2 now, you will be eligible to get this 0.58% tax on your payroll. Sondra, would you like to add further?
Those that are covered by other long-term care insurance could apply for an exemption between October 1st, 2021 and December 31st, 2021, and opt out of the program before January 2022. Long-term care insurance, if you have it now, you must have owned it or purchased it before November 2021. So we don't have much time to act here. And the deal here is we're just trying to get the information out to those of you who are interested in today, tomorrow, and the future.
Yeah. We have a lot of data that supports why this is important, not only important on a statewide basis, but also important on a national basis. And to reiterate, Washington State is the first that is seeking to enlist some assistance and let the employees pay for their own long-term care. So it's not targeted at those who are already retired, though there is adequate documentation that says the persons who are retired have not necessarily saved enough money for long-term care. And there's further evidence that says that we all are going to need long-term care sooner or later. So the importance of this is who is paying for at this moment, who is actually paying for long-term care for the Washington residents. And Sondra, would you like to indicate some information on that?
Well, right now, most people can't afford the cost of long-term care services in the state of Washington, which on a medium scale is those that are 65 years of age or older. And so nursing home care runs right now about $109,000 a year. And home care services somewhere in the vicinity of 68,000, rounding up and down. Baby boomers are still reaching the age of retirement at an average of 11,000 per month. So there's a lot of us out there. And a recent study shows that by 2029, most middle income seniors will not be able to afford all of their assisted living, nursing home costs. Hence, their bills will increasingly be paid for by the taxpayers.
And to note, everyone is at 65 is pretty much eligible for Medicare. The bad part about that, or what is not expected in a part of that, is that Medicare does not pay for long-term care. A portion of the tab is paid through the Medicaid program here in the state of Washington, but not every state is similar to Washington in terms of Medicaid picking up some of the tab. So that brings the onus on the employee, not the employee, us, to save for and to have funds for long-term care.
Washington spends about $24,000 for each Medicaid recipient who needs in-home care, and maybe $65,000 for nursing home residents. Wilma, what about the caregivers?
Okay. Every one of us knows that there are times in our lives when we have a need for someone to assist us in our daily activities. Last year 20,000, there was before the high impact of COVID, the high impact of COVID hit us. I did an article entitled "The Seventh Generation of Families." That meant that evidence points to, even before COVID, there were a lot of families multi-generational families who were residing together. In terms of that meant if someone were ill and they were older generation, someone in the home would actually take off work to care for that individual. Maybe it'd be on a short-term basis, or maybe it's on a long-term basis. But the impact of COVID, as well as the impact of getting older and the impact of health issues, all combined together in terms of caregiving. Who is the caregiver? The person who is in the home or who is the closest to the family member. Sondra, would you like to add to that?
Well, the median retirement savings for people over 65 is just about $148,000, while the lifetime cost of care averages about $290,000. Medicare covers only a limited long-term care for skilled nursing care or rehabilitation, leaving most people uninsured for their long-term care needs. Washington's median current annual cost of home care services is about $68,000. I think we pointed that out earlier. The middle class is expected to be at the greatest risk, having saved for retirement, but not likely for the cost of long-term care. There's several concerns about this new Washington Cares Fund. Wilma, could you point out a few?
Sure. Let's start with this. The state's long-term care plan only covers up to 1 year of financial, not reimbursement, but financial help for providing long-term care. The average cost is the average benefit is $36,500. It's not only the average, it's the only benefit. It's the total amount at this point that you will receive as a recipient of this new tax law. And it can take anywhere from 3 to 10 years of paying the tax to qualify for the benefits. The third year applies if you have a catastrophic health issue that requires immediate immediate care. The payroll tax can go up. It may be at this writing, it's 0.58% on every $100 that you make. It can go up if the state actuary determines, that the amount that is being collected is not enough to make the program solvent. Then they will have to adjust the amount of the tax. Sondra, is there anything else?
Well, I think what comes to mind is it portable? So in other words, if I wanted to move to Arizona and I have $36,500 to cover some of my needs, can I take it with me? No, I can't. If I opt out of the fund, can I opt back in? No, you can't. There's some serious impacts to this fund and what we need to pay attention to in order to get the benefit. The other thing, in some long-term care coverages, coverage could be helped. You could extend the coverage to a spouse or a partner, but not in this case. This law has not been fully developed or weeded out to figure out exactly how it's going to help us, but it is going into effect January 1st.
Okay.
Wilma?
That's why we feel it's important to bring this to the attention of Washington residents. Our customer help in terms of We Empower You is a tremendous asset to getting this information out to you. I use this phrase, join and jump aboard the future train. This is futuristic, but it's real, and it's starting January the 1st, 2022. There is some help that you can do and help yourself. One is seek out further information as it becomes available, and it will be flooded soon with information concerning that. In addition to that, the state is having an educational program, sponsoring an educational program to train employers on deducting the amount of money from your paycheck. Another thing is that you can contact a qualified and licensed insurance agent. And the reason for that is your coverage that you have is important. Here's an opportunity to buy more coverage. I'm not advocating particularly long-term care, but I am, since this law is out there, you need to be aware of what services and what medical insurance and coverage do you have? What is the best way for you to become protected? And Sondra, I turn it back to you for further information.
Thank you so much. Our challenge, continuously learn about long-term care and any updated information that comes out concerning the Washington CARES Act. I can't stress enough that you can review and evaluate your current health and wellness coverage by consulting a licensed insurance agent or a financial advisor. These are financial decisions. And if you need more information or assistance with assessing your current health care coverage, please call Wilma at 425-440-1931. I'd be happy to talk to you. I'm Sondra at 425-681-3253, or touch base with Bettina Carey. We Empower You, and she has lots of answers as well and can direct you. You can reach Bettina at 206-349-4297. Thank you very much for this opportunity to share with you.
Thank you.
Thank you both for joining us here today on We Empower You. It's been a great conversation. Of course, it's a very controversial situation with this new tax. There's also a lot to learn. It's not going away. The more you learn, the more chances are you can be successful through this process. So stay tuned and get a hold of Sondra and Wilma, and I'm sure they have all the information They're much more knowledgeable than I am at this point. So we're relying on you to help walk us through this door. I'm
Thank you.
Bettina Carey, and I'm the founder of We Empower You. The Global Virtual Summit is coming up next week, June the 9th. We hope you will join us. It's from 8:30 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. It's chock full of wonderful speakers and opportunities to get together, network. We have breakout sessions, we have mentoring, we have strategies, we have solutions, and we are going to help folks get on that future train and ride into the future
Right.
of tomorrow together. We empower you as a community. We are also a movement, and we are uniting together so that everybody who's with us locks arm in arm and walks forward together, leaving nobody else behind. So join us June the 9th. Go to weempoweryourlife.com, click on the Summit Tickets tab to get your free complimentary ticket. We have 500 tickets that we are releasing for this upcoming event. It's our 1-year anniversary since we started doing these summits every quarter. We've served more than 500 folks that have attended in this last year, and we hope to have another 500 at our doorstep next week. Spread the word. We empower you as the community to be a part of. Bye for now, everybody, and see you at the summit.
Thank you.
Seeing you. Thank
See
you.
you soon.